Yes, I, Grenada, Carriacou, PD Marnik, and the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program, people. This is where it all happens. We are talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. Things you have not heard about yet, you'll be hearing it on the program. Probably in a different perspective if you have heard it already. All right, this is news discussed, not told. We do not have a horse in the race. Of course, we do what we do here without fear, favor, or ill will. It's time to get into the business. If you have not done so yet, people, share the business so that other people will know that the program is live. We can be imitated but never duplicated. What we do here is different. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at what's making the headlines, boy. Real thing happening in Grenada. Bus driver charged according to police for violating emergency powers regulations. We'll talk about that. Grenada records 6 more confirmed cases of the COVID-19. We will talk about that. Anne Bowen is missing and police wants your help in finding her as well. Folks, what we can tell you is a radio DJ charged with attempted murder and other charges. We're moving on to let you know that a bus driver is on sex charges with a minor. We'll talk to you about that and more. In fact, Martinique, folks, we have to tell you this. Records 15 new coronavirus cases in 24 hours. And making it up. And in Dominica, they confirmed the cases have jumped to 7 as well. Prime Minister meets with the political leader of the National Democratic Congress. They say that they need to work together. And Grenada Ports Authority assists bus owners and operators. We'll tell you how in a moment. So folks, we have that and more to tell you about when we come back. All right, when we come back, it's gonna be real news in all your lily lolo. So make sure all you brace all yourself and thing now. It's day number 1 point something in the shutdown, as they will call it. All right, and so far Grenadians are coping. Some obey, some disobey, but all together I think it was a good day. All right, so we're taking a break and we are coming back again. When we come back, it gonna be real news in all your lily lolo. So brace all yourself. You hear?
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, grey and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Granand, St. George.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
And we all have a part to play. Okay, family, welcome, and this is another Mikey Live program. Okay, so the general public, you are advised that following the declaration of a limited state of emergency in Grenada on the 25th of March 2020, business at the ministerial complex will be open for a limited period effective March 26, 2020. In terms of your marriage license, all right, applications for marriage licenses will be received by the Cabinet Office on Mondays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and customers will be asked to collect approved license on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. In terms of correspondences, deliveries of correspondences to ministries will be received at the front desk on the first floor in a designated box. Inquiries for other services are on hold until further notice. In terms of contracts, claims and payments, the Finance Division at the Ministry of Infrastructural Development will continue to process vouchers and contracts on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Contractors, you are advised to drop off invoices on the designated days for certification. In terms of customer care, all customers entering the ministerial complex must use the automatic hand sanitizer placed in the customer service area, and that's close to the front desk, as the main place of business for government services involving various ministries and departments. They say that the team takes this opportunity to thank the stakeholders and the customers for your continued cooperation. They say that they would like to remain committed to serving their clients, stakeholders, and internal customers, and remind all to practice the safe hand challenge and all other guidelines and protocols relating to the COVID-19. The Prime Minister of Grenada, Keith Mitchell, they say met with Mrs. Franca Alexis Bernardine, the political leader of the National Democratic Congress, and they say that that meeting was to discuss the COVID-19. Prime Minister thanked Bernardine for accepting the invitation to meet with him to discuss the national issue of the COVID-19 threat and the health and economic implications for the country. He indicated that as the leader of the other major political party on the island, she should be kept abreast of the situation. Dr. Mitchell shared information about the various committees that have been established by the government, and that's to deal with the issue, which include a health committee and an economic committee. Further, the Prime Minister invited the leader of the NDC to nominate representatives to serve on these committees. The Prime Minister said, quote, "We are dealing with a crisis situation which no one is prepared for, and we should therefore join hands together to protect our people and our country." In response to the Prime Minister's remarks, the political leader of the NDC indicated that she was grateful for the opportunity to engage him and that her party acknowledges the importance of working together with government given the unprecedented global outbreak. She confirmed that the NEC would recommend nominees for the Health and Economic Committees mandated to deal with the respective aspects of the COVID-19 situation. The Board of Directors and Management of the Grenada Ports Authority are pleased to inform all bus owners and operators that the daily fees for entry into St. George's Bus Terminus will be waived or cancelled for now. All right, so it will not be collected from the 1st of April 2020 to the 30th of June 2020, a period of 3 months in the first instance. This goodwill gesture by the authority is help bus owners and operators cushion the hardship they are now facing, and that is due to the decline in passenger travel caused by the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and in keeping with government's policy to provide economic support to businesses. While we are on that topic, the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Regulations 2020 makes provision for commercial ports and related business to remain open for business from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., subject to any variation by the port authorities. In that regard, please be advised that the Grenada Port Authority will maintain its normal operating hours of business at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily and until further notice. Please note that all persons will be required to adhere to all established sanitation and social distancing protocols while conducting business at the authority. For more information, you can contact the port, GRENPORT at spiceisle.com. Please be guided accordingly. Olia. So, a bus driver got himself in trouble today. A St. George's bus driver has been charged, according to police, with violating Section 13(1)(a) of the 2020 Emergency Powers COVID-19 Regulations. Officers at the Traffic Department laid the charge against Kelly Fraser of Darbo St. George, a driver of the number 1 bus route, a driver on the number 1 bus route, and that happened today, Thursday, 2020, at around 10:05 a.m. after he was stopped in traffic along the carnage en route to the town of St. George with a busload of passengers in contravention of the 2020 COVID-19 Emergency Powers Regulations. Section 13(1)(a) of the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Regulations states that no person shall offer for hire or seek to travel on any motor omnibus unless there is or would be not more than 1 passenger per row in the motor omnibus in a staggered formation. Now the Royal Grenada Police Force, the RGPF, is appealing to persons to comply with the regulations of the 2020 Emergency Powers COVID-19 Regulations. A person who contravenes or fails to comply with these regulations shall be guilty of an offence and, on summary conviction, liable to a fine of $1,000 and to imprisonment for 12 months and to forfeiture of any goods or money in respect of which the offence has been committed. Now, we spoke to the driver, and the driver said nothing, so the driver says that his bus was with 7 passengers and 2 employees, which is the driver and the conductor, making it 9 persons. Even with 9 persons, that will still result in a violation of the law. However, he says he believes it's that he was charged because he challenged the officers when they approached him, and probably they did not like the manner in which he spoke with them, and so the charge was laid. Nonetheless, the law is very clear on the amount of persons that should be seated at any given time, and by his own admission, that law has been violated. Now, the temporary closure of the GTA office, we need to tell you about that quickly. Following the declaration of a limited state of emergency in Grenada on March 25th, the Grenada Tourism Authority is advising the public about the temporary closure, and that's of its office on the Carnage, Buns Point, and in Carriacou for today until April 15, 2020. The GTA team, they are working remotely, all right, from home, and managers can be contacted on their work mobiles, right? So they say for queries to the office For queries to the office, telephone 440-222-2001. Calls have been transferred to a remote mobile site and will be answered by a GTA representative, right? They say that all of their overseas representatives are working remotely from their homes and can be contacted via email. Oh yeah, today, Grenada recorded 6 new cases of the COVID-19. 6 of that. 6 new cases. And according to the authorities, all of these cases are linked to the first case. They called patient 0. All right? And so this morning it was a hard pill to swallow when the minister was making that announcement.
Today I announced today that Thursday, March 26, 2020, Grenada records 6 other laboratory confirmed cases of COVID-19. Among the 6 cases are persons who came in some form of contact with our first recorded case that we announced on Sunday. The 6 new cases are in isolation and are being monitored by health officials. The ministry continues with aggressive contact tracing in an effort to ascertain and mitigate further spread of the virus. I also must report that at least one of these new cases is imported and was on the same flight within a 6-foot radius of patient 0, our original case. The other cases are from the same household as patient 0. Again, I assure you that our medical team has been actively following up and engaged in contact tracing and are already moving to isolate and monitor several others who were in close contact with any of these new cases. This will continue for the next 14 days at least. The persons are all exhibiting mild symptoms at this time, so we are encouraged, but we are definitely not complacent. Allow me to take this opportunity to report that patient 0 was hospitalized earlier this week, but is now again stable, and her symptoms are back to being mild to moderate. I also report that in the aftermath of learning of our first confirmed case, healthcare officials had moved days ago to isolate other members of the household to ensure that any potential for further spreading was minimized.
Yeah, no star. You know what I mean? And so it is important for us to stay put, keep it tail home, because we don't want to find out that, and in many of the cases, people are finding out of their status after the fact. Well, it has to be after the fact, right? Right. But here's what. You don't want to be out there not even knowing who you're interacting with. The very person next to you, a family member, a friend, can be a carrier of the business. And you don't want that, so I'll keep on. Listen, today the Commissioner of Police, in a press conference with the media, stated that he has some people still making their head hard and are out and about like business as usual. Yo, these people putting with life as risk. If all the city money, you will give them some good counseling. You know, tell them what it is. We can't do that, dog. Because, yo, listen. Let me tell you something. All right? Martinique has had a jump of cases. Troubling. They are reporting 15 new coronavirus cases within 24 hours. Martinique, that just on the ground there could spit and he reach over there. I'm telling you, this has the potential to get out of hand. So sit down there and lime like if it's normal, like business as usual. I'll go find out. I'll go find out. Behave all yourself, no man. They say stay home, no man. Yeah, some wash all the clothes, scrub all the lacquers in corners, all, you know, when you're busy. And you know, sometimes we doesn't get it, we all guilty. We're busy, sometimes we go to work and thing, you have certain parts in your body we just miss. You get a little time to spend at home with yourself, you know, get somebody to scrub a little lacquers and thing, you know. All the little thing on the car jam and thing like that. You know what I mean? Scrub out all the hard thing in the back of your foot. Take some time with yourself. You don't have to go out, man. Why is that one, dog? Anyway, let's leave that talk. We're moving on. So, earlier, here Anna, there's somebody who's missing. And they really are looking for her. They want your help in finding her. I hope you could recognize her, right? So the Royal Grenada Police Force, they are seeking the assistance of the general public in locating Miss Anne Bowen. Now she's 56 years old of Happy Hill, St. George. Now according to police, Anne left her home on Wednesday 25th March 2020 at 11 o'clock, 1100 hours in the night, and has not returned since. She was last seen wearing a light brown top, green and white flowered skirt. She's approximately 5 feet in height and light brown in complexion. Now, anyone seeing Anne Bowen or has any information about her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Central Police Station at 440-2244, 440-2245, CID at 440-3921, Police Emergency at 911. You can also call the police hotline and give a tip. You don't even need to say who you are. If you know something happened or anything like that, call this number, 444-1958. Or you can always just call the nearest police station. Folks, yes, we all hope that she will be found. And I believe that she will. All right? You just have to move swiftly. Earlier, how are we looking for time? Okay, so here's that piece now. Yeah? A 28-year-old Brian Charles alias Jabba, radio announcer of Woodland, St. George, appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Wednesday, 25th March 2020, charged for the offense of attempted murder, possession of firearm, and ammunition. We will continue to update you on that as well. In news coming out of the police, a St. George's bus driver has been charged with 4 counts of having sexual intercourse with a minor. Rudell James, 45 years, is a resident of Park Estate, was arrested for allegedly committing the act of sexual conduct with the minor following a report to the police on March 23rd. The offenses were alleged to have occurred between January 1st, 2020 and March 22nd, 2020. James appeared before the St. George's Magistrates Court on Tuesday, 25th March 2020 and was granted bail, that's $30,000 bail with 2 sureties. As part of the bail conditions, he is to have no contact with the witnesses and will have to change his residence. His next court date is on July 17, 2020. Let's start at that again. Like that talk there. See, I don't even want to get into that talk, and I mean like that talk there. The neighbors right there, Martinique, as we were saying earlier, they are our neighbors, has reported 15 new cases of the coronavirus within the past 24 hours, bringing the total to 81 patients. And the French health authorities have warned that the number is expected to increase not just increase, to increase significantly by the end of March to the beginning of April. Now, new data released on Thursday showed that positive cases increased to 81, up from 66 on Wednesday. The new cases are hospitalized at the Martinique University Hospital Center, with 12 in intensive care. Stay there, no here. Eh? Now, since Martinique began reporting positive cases of the virus, 2 patients have been healed and 1 has died. Speaking of dying, do you know that we have Grenadians who have died from the COVID-19 in the US? We have had, and I've been speaking to families, I don't want to get too specific, about it. And we have had Grenadians dying in the United States from the COVID-19. Let's take a look at Dominica. Roosevelt Skerritt seems shaken. He said that he have taken steps to further avoid the spread of the COVID-19 in his country. Dominica jumps to 7 cases within days. Likewise, Grenada. These 2 islands both recorded the first case on the same day, and now both countries have 7 cases.
Health authorities in the Commonwealth of Dominica confirmed 5 additional positive cases of COVID-19. These additional cases are associated to one of the original positive tests initially identified by the country's health authority. That tallied the number to 7, the number of coronavirus cases in Dominica. According to Dominica Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt in an address to the nation on Tuesday, March 24th, this meant that at least 5 people are known to have contracted the virus as a consequence of coming into contact with persons who were tested positive and who would have brought the virus from a foreign state. NBC Prime spoke to the Director of the Government Information Services in Dominica, Daryl Titt.
The Minister for Health, Dr. McIntyre, had announced that we had our first case and that person had been in quarantine. On Monday evening, the second case was announced. Yesterday, the Prime Minister addressed the nation again and announced that there were now 7 cases in Dominica. And the 7 cases, 5 of these 7 cases were people who had been in contact with the first case.
As a result of this new development, the government of Dominica has implemented several new measures to curtail the spread of COVID-19. Dominica has suspended all commercial air and sea access to all non-nationals effective Thursday, 26 March 2020, and to all travelers, including Dominican citizens and residents, Saturday, 28 March 2020.
The government announced this morning that all public officers with underlying conditions like respiratory illness, asthma, and the other underlying diseases, they have been asked to stay home. The private sector is being encouraged to do the same. And government is expected to announce other measures in the coming days.
Other measures include a 14-day mandatory quarantine, which is currently taking place in the Commonwealth of Dominica. A group of Cuban medical professionals will also be deployed to the Nature Isle to assist the local medical community to curb the spread of COVID-19. Cecil Axel.
All right, thank you very much, Cecile, and the folks out there at NBC Prime. Folks, the U.S. is
The following is an announcement from NOAC.
What? The bravery. I was going to tell you that the United States, before we go to that, the United States is not doing good at all with regards to their COVID-19 management and cases. The United States, they have overtaken China as the country with the most novel coronavirus cases in the world, marking a new milestone in the fight against the global pandemic. The United States, you know, big bad United States. Thousands, over 80,000 cases that they know about. You understand? Yeah, no. We are moving on. How are we looking for a time, people? I see some of what those shared business here. Today, the police say that they're giving people time to get accustomed with the new regulations. And once sufficient time is given and they find people violating, hey, capo smoke your pipe. The police say that persons can expect searches and stops. And when I say search, not the thorough. I mean, if they want to do that, that's fine. But to look into, hey, what going on? Let me see what passenger you had. Hey, driver, come over. Let me see. You understand? At certain times, only essential workers should be found on the road. And if you find yourself out there and stopped by the police, you can get yourself in trouble. They're saying that they need people to understand the importance of adhering to these new restrictions. You understand? Anyway, lady that talk there, we have a notice for you. This here comes from NAWASA.
The following is an announcement from NAWASA. NAWASA is an essential service within the meaning of the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Regulations 2020. In light of recent regulations announced by the government of Grenada, please be advised that effective Thursday, March 26, 2020, our office hours will be amended to reflect General Office Operations, Main Office the Carenage, Grenville and Gov Sub-Office, opening hours 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Cash Offices, Main Office the Carenage, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grenville and Gov Sub-Offices, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The authority thanks the general public for their understanding and cooperation during this period. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
A small thing, folks. Last night we told you that the Communal Credit Union, they are offering to their members, you know, some buffer measures now. Yeah, they say that they understand and appreciate what's going on in the market and would like to see if they can help their members in whatever way possible. So I say on the program, well, hey, nobody don't call me because they say they'll call people. Nobody don't call me. Hey, Brighton, all this morning I get a call from the Communal Credit Union, and of course the officer there was very cordial and thorough in explaining what the options were. And I said, because me don't want no credit union, I take back my house, you know. And I beat it because I know it was there. Yeah, I said it. So the credit union, they were very accommodating. No, seriously. The credit union was very accommodating. So I want to take a moment right now to say thank you to the folks at the Communal Credit Union for extending the courtesies that you have to not just me as a member, but to all your other customers and all the other banks and credit unions who understand the importance of meeting their people halfway now. I want to say kudos to you and yeah, do so, man. Yeah, help other people, no, man. Because right now, things kind of tight. Yeah, I know extra jobs and things that people could do right now, you know. People who did 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet, they have to adjust to now one, probably, their main job because the other 2 is on hold. So, of course, there must be some measures by the lending institutions to help their members go through that kind of time there. If the market crumbles, hey, no one benefits from that. So, yeah, big up all yourself and thing again, boy. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I was not a member, I wish I could have been a member twice. Yeah, because yeah, all you do me right. You know what I mean? So blessings to all you. Anyway, all you, some of our little shady program, shady business, 1, 2. We have a page, we have a group associated with our page. All right, so there's this particular page that you're looking at the program on right now. That's our main page. And then we have a group called Mikey Live that's associated with this page. In the past few weeks and months, probably, we have seen some very indiscriminate postings on there. And it's become really challenging these days, because now we have a lot more work to do and having to monitor and moderate that page, that group. So we are asking persons who are guilty of posting things that are not right to please stop from doing so, or else we would have to take some stricter measures. All right, and we do not want to do that. All right, so this is just as a first warning. Please, you know what we stand for, and please do not breach that by posting all sorts of falsehoods and upsetting things on there. Seriously upsetting things. All right, so thank you very much. Okay, so here's what we're going to do right now. Take a break, and when we come back, we've got the national report, and as well we have the weather for you.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Waggy T Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Brannan, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
All right, thank you very much, folks. And what we have for you right now is the National Report.
Grenada records 6 new cases of COVID-19. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Thursday, March 26, 2020, I am Rikisha St. Louis. The Ministry of Health says Grenada has recorded 6 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, bringing the total now to 7. Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele says the 6 cases are all linked to the first case that was recorded on Sunday. The cases were confirmed following a series of contact tracing done by health officials. Among them are 1 male and 5 females. Minister Steele says the patients are in isolation and under close observation.
Grenada records 6 other laboratory-confirmed cases of COVID-19. Among the 6 cases are persons who came in some form of contact with our first recorded case that we announced on Sunday. The 6 new cases are in isolation and are being monitored by health officials. The Ministry continues with aggressive contact tracing in an effort to ascertain and mitigate further spread of the virus. I also must report that at least 1 of these new cases is imported and was on the same flight within a 6-foot radius of patient 0, our original case. The other cases are from the same household as patient 0. Again, I assure you that our medical team has been actively following up and engaged in contact tracing and are already moving to isolate and monitor several others who were in close contact with any of these new cases. This will continue for the next 14 days at least.
He updated the public on measures that were implemented since the island confirmed its first case on Sunday.
Patient 0 was hospitalized earlier this week, but is now again stable, and her symptoms are back to being mild to moderate. I also report that in the aftermath of learning of our first confirmed case, healthcare officials had moved days ago to isolate other members of the household to ensure that any potential for further spreading was minimized. We have already reported these 6 new cases to the World Health Organization and Pan American Health Organization.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin says the ministry is concerned about complacency by individuals in maintaining social distancing guidelines. He cautioned that now is the time to prevent the further spread of the virus.
Observe the guidelines of social distancing to avoid community transmission. Every time I speak to someone, every time someone sends a text to me, I encourage them and support them in trying to limit or stop social community transmission. I am still getting complaints, I'm still getting reports of crammed buses and people still trying to congregate in certain places. I am going to work together with all the team members to ensure that over the coming days we do what we all need to do as a nation to stop the gatherings and stop persons from becoming too much more than 2 persons within people's personal spaces. So this is a call to everyone that while the cases are still imported cases, we still have a personal responsibility and a national responsibility to stop community transmission.
The Royal Grenada Police Force has strengthened manpower to boost security throughout Grenada in the face of rising confirmed COVID-19 cases. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin says there are still reports of social gatherings, and he pointed out that some bus operators are not adhering to the outlined social distancing protocols. The statutory rules and orders number 13 of 2020 states that those who fail to comply with the regulations shall be guilty of an offense and on summary conviction are liable to a fine of $1,000 and to imprisonment for 12 months.
Start taking this situation seriously if you have not yet done so. We all just learned of additional cases in Grenada. And I am very concerned about the continued laissez-faire and casual attitude of some individuals in implementing the required action to ensure their own safety and the safety of others. I directed our officers to be firm in addressing this matter. Consequently, 1 person has been arrested for overloading his bus, and this action will be intensified.
Speaking to members of the media via online platform Zoom on Thursday, Commissioner Martin said the boost in personnel is just one of the measures implemented by the police force during this period.
At midday today, we completed the full mobilization of the RGPF with all persons who has been on leave, and therefore you will see a further strengthening of our enforcement measures as going forward. We are also leveraging national resources to provide us with vehicles and other resources to be able to effectively implement our national security strategy. 3, we have initiated an operational command center at the police headquarters to enhance implementation and coordination. We have also had the establishment of a subcommittee to review special requests for permission for businesses as well as persons traveling within curfew hours.
ACP Jesmond Prince explained that the access pass is for the curfew and will only be obtained with a valid reason.
The pass is only necessary when the curfew is in place. Okay, so you do not need a pass between the hours of 5 in the morning to 7 in the evening. Right? A pass will only be needed from 7 in the evening to 5 in the morning. And if you are not going to be involved in any business during that period of time, then there is no need for you to apply for a pass. So please, it's quite a lot of applications that are coming in. There is no need, if you know that you're not going to be operating within that time, there is no need to apply for a pass, as the case might be with a lot of you who are applying.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Education on Wednesday launched 2 online learning and virtual platforms for students from preschool to 5th form. Chrisanne Mitchell tells us more about the MSTAR and Spice Math initiatives.
MSTAR LSP is the institutional platform for all 210 Government of Grenada schools. It comes with digital courses and resources that follow the CXC-approved curriculum. The courses include CXC syllabi and past papers to assist students in exam preparation in the same format that they will be tested. MSTAR, LSP, and Spice Math are being implemented at a time when teachers and students are making full use of ICT due to the closure of schools as a result of the threat of COVID-19. These add to the variety of online platforms now available for remote learning. Education Minister Honorable Emlyn Pear says teaching and learning have quickly evolved in Grenada. The ministry, she says, was forced to expedite the process of implementing e-learning due to the current challenges of the COVID-19. Principals and teachers have already been trained to use the MSTAR platform. According to Minister Pear, top math tutors will collaborate to make learning mathematics fun virtually from grade 5 to 5th form in the first instance.
This would not just benefit students in school, but many students who are attempting to do math privately for external examinations. The objective is not just to provide lessons to our students during this critical time, but it is also a strategy to improve students' performance in the area of mathematics. The statistics shows that we have seriously underperformed in this area for many years. Spice Math would be accessible as a link on our MSTA platform, as well as through other mediums such as GIS TV, the Ministry of Education Facebook page. Spice Math would target math students from grade 5 to Form 5 in this first phase of the project. Later on, we hope to add versions of other subjects such as English.
Chief Education Officer Angela Finley highlighted the importance and timeliness of the platforms in the midst of the coronavirus COVID-19.
Both the Spice Math Initiative and the MSTAR Learning Support Platform, the MSTAR LSP, are indicative of that trajectory of our ministry, a commitment to embrace all aspects of ICT integration to support better student outcomes. Today's event comes at a time when the entire world is reeling from the effects of COVID-19. And now more than ever before, persons are acknowledging the important role that information technology can play in enhancing the quality of our lives.
District Education Officer Kathy Ann James says the MSTAR LSP virtual session is easy to navigate and user-friendly.
The program will allow users to interact with the resources and receive interactive feedback and track individual student development. Furthermore, it provides study breaks using interactive games, a typing tutorial, which is an added asset for students and teachers to develop and improve on their typing skills. This platform serves as a virtual radar system which would provide valuable information to parents about their child's activities and progress at school, and at the same time provides a real-time digital view of the school to the school administration.
That story just ended the national report for today, Thursday, March 26th. Let's recap the top story. Grenada records 6 new cases of COVID-19. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
All right, Rikisha and the rest of the team, thank you for that, and we will have another national report for you tomorrow, God's willing. Yes, Olia, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, is the weather. So let's take a look at the weather. So tonight, we expect to have the temperature just within the range of 23.5 degrees Celsius as the low. And we expect a low chance of a few brief isolated showers by early Friday morning. Now the winds, east-northeasterly to easterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour seas, moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. Right, let's see who's on. We got some people on the program now. In open waters. Alright, sorry for that. So, Mishi, Samantha, Jane, Eunice, Caroline, Maureen. Hey, Sokabanta, what's happening, bro? Marvin, Agatha, Zaka, Deborah, Noreen. Hey, Noreen, how are you? Merrick, yeah, man, you be safe too, alright? Hazel, my sister Meryl, be on the safe side. Jennifer, Camille, Kireen, Rose, Rolanda, Hey, Hector, what's going on, bro? And my sister Lintana, Nadira, Khadija, Doris, Sharon, Lisa, Michelle, Rolanda. I see more like Rolanda already, right? Aliyah, what's happening? Big up, right? Vintress, and everyone else, blessings to you, right? Joycelyn, I see that you're there as well. And Simone, I see that you're there. Angel, I see that you're there too. So guys, have a good one. And we'll touch base tomorrow. It's going to be Friday, so you know how we do it on Fridays, all right? Take care of yourselves and your family. Remember, wash your hands. Wash it every day, okay? And, well, every hour or even every half hour if you can, okay? Take care of your families. Stay inside. Be safe. God bless you. And I'm out, all right? So don't forget, you'll have a nice time on the program tomorrow, so come early. You know what I mean? Come on time. Don't come on play or come in late on the thing. Okay, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No. Good night, everyone.
Things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the doors shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces.
Stop the spread of germs that can make you and others sick. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. If you don't have a tissue, use your elbow. Wash hands often, especially after coughing or sneezing into a tissue.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain.
Feel good facts.
Help prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Stop the spread of germs that can make you and others sick. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. If you don't have a tissue, use your elbow. Wash hands often, especially after coughing or sneezing into a tissue.
Feel good facts.
Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.